Hi, James and
Sean here, and we've just dropped in to give you the lowdown on our new album,
Out of Mind, Out of Sight.
Thanks for being here, gents. It's been a couple of years now since your last album, The Pleasure of Your Company, and 1985 so far has been a very productive year. A couple of hit singles, a tour with I'm Talking, and now album number 4. Sean, can you tell us how the album came about?
Well, the bulk of the album was recorded between March and May 1985 in Melbourne and Sydney. I think there's about 3 songs on the album, namely These Blues, Barbados, 4, Big on Love, and Seeing is Believing. Those songs first reared their ugly heads last year when Reggie Lucas came out to produce a single for us. That was Big on Love. We released it, and it was pretty good for us, actually. But we also recorded Barbados at the same time, and just stuck it on a shelf. And then months later, we got Mark Opitz to remix it for us, which was certainly the start of a very fruitful relationship.
For sure. Now, the title track is a number 1 hit. It's the biggest model song we've seen so far. It's one of your songs, James. What's behind it?
Out of Mind, Out of Sight is a song I wrote about a character from an Arthur Miller play whose name is Willie Loman, and he's a travelling salesman, and he has an affair with a woman while he's on the road, and it's just about the opposite of that. It's like when you go away and you have certain kinds of women thrusting themselves upon you, and it's just about keeping your body to yourself, you know, showing a bit of restraint.
I mean, there's some obvious parallels with the rock band there. Now, Sean, the song Big on Love, the first single from this record, is a good bridge between this album and the last.
Big on Love was created under rather strange conditions. We had an American producer fly out from New York to work with us, and we weren't given much notice at all. However, we ended up recording Big on Love, which I guess is primarily about just that energy that we all share and tap into occasionally, that drive that I guess most of us know and love as sex.
Is sex maybe a common theme? The song Ringing Like a Bell seems to have a similar inspiration.
I had the title Ringing Like a Bell, and I spent a few weeks deliberating over whether to make it a song about somebody like Quasimodo who beats bells. Then I ended up being attracted to the sexual connotations of the title, and the song ended up being about flagellation.
Of course. The next track on the album is called Stormy Tonight. James, it's your song. Is it based on anyone in particular?
Stormy Tonight is actually a bit of a little story. It's about a man who meets a girl and finds himself in his wedding shoes about 2 months later, and all of a sudden realises that he's in a bit of a rut and has a bit of a drinking problem, and every morning he gets up and drives his car into the city and drinks himself stupid, and then comes home and thinks, well, today's the day. I'm definitely going to pack my bags and go. And so he packs his bags and he gets to the front door, and it's raining and stormy, and so he thinks, tomorrow.
Well, These Blues, and the title of the song should give it away, but it's not a song that's hiding any hidden sunshine, James.
These Blues is obviously a blues song in the traditional sense of the word. Like, well, as you all know, I'm sure the blues originated from the cotton fields when everything was going wrong for people. They used to sit down and write a blues song. You know, got out of bed and stood on the cat and stuck my hand in the toaster. Not that they probably had toasters in those days. So
don't stick your hand in the toaster. Let us stick our hands in toasters.
Yeah. And so it's just a negative song in the true sense of the word. There's nothing positive about it. What more can I say?
No, that'll do. James, what about Cold Fever?
Cold Fever it's a song I wrote about the way jealousy tends to turn people into almost a schizophrenic, because you find a man can be acting, very rational, and then all of a sudden he's jealous, and it's like he's possessed by a demon or something like that. I don't know. It's just about a war. When it says I got a war, what a war I got, it's just about the internal struggle between two personalities within one.
Now, Sean, can you tell us about the recording of the song Sooner in Heaven?
Sooner in Heaven was one of the first tracks we recorded when we started the bulk of the album with Mark Opitz. So it is one of the newer songs on the album. It existed in a slightly different form at first. We had recorded it in demo form a few months previous with the same chorus, and we all loved the chorus, but we weren't sure where we were going to go with the verses. And I think as we ran out of time recording the album, I think I must have been down at the drink machine or something. James just went in and virtually put down the lead vocal in one take, and I remember walking into the control room after he'd done it and being just knocked out, and it sort of created a whole new sway to the song. I think he sings in the first person, assuming the role of God or something. The ubiquitous James Freud watching over you when you're sleeping.
Sobering thought. And Sean, your song Seeing is Believing feels like it could fit on any Models album. Seeing
is Believing had an incredible period of evolution. It started off as another song called Watch the Bordello, and it was about a guy who used to wash dishes, and from his position over the sink in front of a window, he was able to observe the comings and goings of this brothel. That was the song I was trying to write. It had different music, and then Seeing is Believing, the music came along, and at the time we were doing a lot of live shows, and I actually fashioned it to be almost a self-portrait. Well, not a self-portrait, but a portrait of the band. The song at that stage was called Don't Call Me Bucko. And the lyric after that was Don't Call Me Slim, which we attempted to get Barton to sing, because being from New Zealand, when he says the word slim, it comes out slum. And so we used to like the idea of Sean would sing Don't Call Me Bucko, and then Barton would go Don't Call Me Slum. And then I think Andrew Duffield was supposed to go Don't Call Me Andy. And James Freud, of course, Jim rhymes with slim and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I told you it's an incredible story. Then the song, I changed the lyrics again, and it became a song called House of No Reason, because I was becoming more fascinated with just, I hesitate to say that brothels are becoming obsolete. I think they're a fascinating part of our history. Not the Models' history, just the history of man as we know him. Suffice to say, the song ended up being called Seeing is Believing.
Okay, now to you, James. The song Barbados, is it about anyone in particular, or is it the same character that seems to have inspired other songs here?
Barbados was written by Andrew Duffield and myself. Well, Andrew Duffield, he had this bit of music that sort of sounded slightly Jamaican, it just sort of had a carnival sort of feel to it.
Bing, 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 bing,
Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, that's the one. And so he sort of gave it to me, and I went off and wrote a vocal line for it and some words. And what it's about is, it's about this particular character that seems to have found his way onto this album in just about every song that I've written. It's about this. He's kind of a bit pathetic, and he certainly has a drinking problem, and he's got himself into a rut where there's two ways out. One is he kills himself, or he kills the person he's with, or both. That's three ways out. And but he doesn't, and the only thing that keeps him going is like this light at the end of the tunnel. He kind of thinks, well, you know, there's got to be something better than this, and Barbados is it. It's just, it could be anywhere really. It's just a sunny place where you tend to forget about most of the problems that really drag you down.
All right, and the final song, Sean, is one you've written. It's King of Kings. On the surface, it looks quite religious, but it's possibly not.
King of Kings was inspired by the affront that is TV on those nights where one sits there in their Western affluence and has the horror of war and starvation, political violence and unrest and racism, the full gamut. Sometimes it's just so ironic to experience that kind of tragedy, you know, firsthand, because TV is so convincing under those circumstances. And of course, having a very slight religious background, I've always been fascinated by the apparent just hopelessness of religion in the face of you know, just warfare and the horror, etc.